What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our match reaction here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool beat West Ham by 2 goals to 1 and break the curse of that white strip. I'm going to take you through my thoughts on the game. Of course, I want you guys to let me know yours in the comment section. For instance, do you agree with Joel Matip being named man of the match? Our Anfield Agenda audience voted for Trent, and I think that was a fair shout, although Joel did have a great game. So yeah, look, before we get stuck into it and I pick the bones out of that victory, want to give a shout out to our sponsor Circle. As you can see on the screen there now, they have recently launched their new game, Match 5 Numbers, in 5 fixtures for your chance to win £1 million. It is only £2 to enter. Once you're a UK resident and you're aged 18 or over, you're eligible to play along with us. It is a gambling product, so of course we urge you guys to always gamble responsibly. And if you would like to get £5 in free bets when you deposit and place your first £5 in bets, use the Anfield Agenda referral code, which is Anfield Agenda, surprisingly enough. All one word when you sign up on a Friends at Circle, and make sure you get credited that free £5 bets. Right. Liverpool won by 2 goals to 1, and let's go all the way back to the starting 11. I think it was fair for Jurgen Klopp to not ring any changes, other than, of course, the enforced change of Joel Matip coming in for Canade, who apparently has a niggle, which shouldn't keep him out for too long. But I have to say, once again, the manager's 11 was justified. I thought Curtis Jones was phenomenal. I thought Trent Alexander-Arnold, to me, that's his best performance in that new inverted role. I thought he was everywhere today. He was mopping up balls in midfield. He was popping forward. It was brilliant. It was the most complete display I've seen from Trent in a long time, and I'm over the moon with that performance. I thought there wasn't really many criticisms I had today. Yes, of course, we'll look at the West Ham goal, and I'm sure you'll have your own thoughts on that one, but we did turn the game around. We did come from a goal down away from home, and we do leave London with the 3 points, and we've set ourselves up very nicely for the end of the season. So, a few stats from the game. Liverpool had 4 shots on target to West Ham's 2. Liverpool had 7 shots off target to West Ham's 4. 74% possession. So again, you can see going away from home and taking the majority of the possession away and territory. And look, it's a good performance. I'll take that any day of the week. At this point of the season, it is about getting the points on the board. And I think we did that really well today. And most importantly, we got rid of the curse of that kit, because I know it was annoying a lot of us. And thankfully now we can put that to bed. So look, for me, I think this again gives the manager some really nice headaches. Curtis Jones was a counter-pressing machine today. And again, Andy Robertson gets himself an assist, and I think that brings him either level or just ahead of Eric Cantona for the amount of assists in the Premier League. Trent, of course, got himself an assist as well, but let's have a look at the goals really and talk you through them. So the West Ham goal you can look at in 2 ways. You can look at some clever 1-2s from West Ham down the left-hand side, or you can look at it from a Liverpool perspective where we didn't track runners, we didn't get out to block the shot, and we allowed Paqueta to have a strike from distance, and he buried it. And it took a little nick off Virgil van Dijk, but there wasn't much Alisson could do. I guess the questions I had on the goal were, could Fabinho have maybe blocked off Paqueta? Could Matip have tucked inside a little bit? And certainly could Virgil van Dijk have come out and maybe closed him down a bit quicker? But that being said, it happened. We responded, and we responded in the best way possible with a Cody Gakpo screamer from distance, like an arrow into the corner. And it was perfect. And from that point on, I felt we managed and controlled the game. West Ham did come out at the start of the second half, I feel, for the first 10, 12 minutes and tried to wrestle back control of the game. But once again, cometh the hour, cometh the baby giraffe, and what a header. He had a chance, obviously, in the corner preceding the goal that was cleared off the line with a couple of blocks. But then Robbo puts in the cross, and Joel Matip, it was perfect. I don't know about you guys, but I have a real soft spot for those type of defensive buried headers. Nothing Fabianski could do about it. And from that point on, we did suffer a little bit defensively. There was that incident where Jared Bowen scored only for it to be correctly ruled out for offside. I think Virgil van Dijk was playing a very, very risky game there in stepping up when he did, but I guess he got it right. And other than that, I thought we've seen the game through quite well. Great to see Lucho get more minutes as well. We start to see how impactful he can be. He does need to work, I think, on his final ball, but certainly able to go past the man. The one thing I would say I wasn't really overly impressed with from the substitution side of it was the impact of Darwin Núñez. I don't feel I don't feel we're really seeing the best of him. And there was one incident there, I think it was the cat kicker who passed the ball back to Fabianski, and Darwin, I don't know if he couldn't turn on the afterburners, but I felt like he could have had a chance to get in there and nick that ball, but he almost allowed it to go through to Fabianski. Obviously, the big talking point at the end of that game is going to be the West Ham appeals for a penalty. And look, it does look ridiculous. It does sound ridiculous, but that is set out in the rules that will not be a penalty. If a defender's arm is being used to brace their fall, no penalty. I get it. If it was me and I was a West Ham fan, or this was Liverpool, I'd be frustrated. But as soon as I seen it happen in the game, I said to our audience, there's no way that's a penalty. The rules are the rules, and as much as I think the handball rules are a farce, they are what they are, and they have to be enforced as such. See West Ham at the end of the game surrounding the referee complaining, but again, I would point out that they are in the rules, and as much as I might disagree with them, they are what they are. So now look, all roads for us lead towards the game against Spurs at the weekend. We did have some favours done for us tonight as well. Brighton were beaten by Forest, so that helps us. Everton currently down in the relegation zone as well, and it really is starting to look like it could be the season that Everton go down, with that shiny new stadium on the horizon as well. But for us, I guess you look towards the game of the weekend and you think, what team selection will Klopp go with? Will we see Diaz maybe get a start and build up to 60 minutes? But all in all, I think those players that played today probably deserve to keep the shirt. The only one I would suggest is I could understand if Diaz does play and Jota perhaps gets rotated out. I didn't feel that Diogo had his best game today. He kind of strikes me as a bit of a Luis Diaz style player. Does some things that frustrate us, that can drive us mad, but also pops up with some important goals. And Van Dijk's an interesting one. Today I thought aerially he was really, really good, but he does still look like he's not fully concentrating. You probably remember the incident in the first 5 minutes, I think, inside their own penalty area where he tried to pass the ball to Robertson. It was intercepted by Bowen because it was a very lackadaisical pass, and Bowen almost picked out Mikel Antonio, and we can't allow that to be happening. But look, I feel like this is one of those games where we just need to say job done, because it was a difficult place to go. West Ham in really good form at the minute, obviously the Europa Conference League semi-finalists, picking up some wins in the league that pretty much makes them safe. So yeah, and the fact we went 1-0 down as well. I can't say how proud enough I am of the lads today, and as much as we can be better, that is a great result, and it sets us up very, very nicely. All we can do now is pick up the points and keep putting the pressure onto Newcastle to see if they slip up and drop points. In the big game tonight in the Premier League, of course, Manchester City completely just blew away Arsenal and almost guaranteed that the league title will be going to Abu Dhabi this season. So yeah, from me, that is pretty much it, my friends. I want to know your thoughts on the game. Do you agree with the BT team that Joel Matip was the man of the match? Or like us, do you think maybe it was Trent or Curtis Jones? Also want to say a huge thank you to you guys for your continued support as well. Love reading your comments and thoughts on the game. Don't forget, we will have a player ratings video coming up really soon, and these ratings videos are now our most watched ones on a match day, so thank you for that as well. I very much enjoy making them. I'm glad that you guys enjoy watching them, and let me know your thoughts. So yeah, shout out to our sponsors, Circle. Don't forget, scan that QR code in the bottom corner and keep an eye out for that player ratings video, and of course the match highlights, which will be out tomorrow morning. Much love to you all. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.